to aid and abet terrorism. That language is dangerous. That language puts the lives of Somalis, not only in Minnesota, but across the country, in danger. And if the president believed that and he had evidence, he would take people to court. So we are sick and tired of the president waking up one day and deciding to put forth falsehoods and demonize whole communities, while the ignorant people that support him then take the lies that he's spreading and use it as a fact. We've seen it during the campaign where he said Asians were eating cats and dogs. We've seen Vice President repeat those lies. We've seen the media run it as a headline as if it was a fact. That is shameful. That is shameful. That is ignorant. It makes us look like a stupid nation that does not believe in truth, but traffics in lies. It makes the world mock us, and we are better than that. We are better than that as Americans.
These people are not assimilated, and therefore they got to go back.
Why do you blame the Biden administration?
Because they let them in. Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? Because they came on a plane along with thousands of other people that shouldn't be here, and you're just asking questions because you're a stupid person. And there's a law passed that it's almost impossible not to get them out. You can't get them out once they come in. And they came in, and they were unvetted, they were unchecked, there were many of them, and they came in on big planes, and it was disgraceful. And if you look, you'll see there was a law passed. It makes it almost impossible not to let them in, not to certify them, so to speak, once they come in. And they came in, and they shouldn't have come in. And frankly, the whole thing was a mess. The whole Afghanistan situation was a mess. It should have never taken place. If we're going to go out, and we would have gone out because I had everybody ready to go, we were going to go out with strength and dignity and precision, and we would have left from Bagram, and we would have kept Bagram, by the way, because of its very close relationship to China and where they make their missiles. But when you let the people come in by the thousands and thousands and thousands, they made a terrible mistake.
Protective order, because they're saying it is so unsafe in their country that they need to come to our country so that they won't, die, basically. But when they get to our country, they operate in what I would call an adversarial capacity against the United States. On one hand, they're frauding the United States government out of multiple hundreds of millions of dollars. And then on the other hand, their political rhetoric seems to promote their country of origin and a placing of a higher value on their country of origin than on the value than on the United States, the country that they fled their country to come to, and that has given them more opportunity than they could have ever dreamed of having in their own country. Let me just tell you, this guy, he is pissed off about this situation. You could just hear it in his voice. You could just hear it in the thing. You can see it in the action he's taking. Trump is damn near ready to drop a bomb over this situation because, how dare you come over here to seek asylum and then ambush our soldiers? That's just the ultimate disrespect. Let me read this. Donald Trump, True Social. A very happy Thanksgiving. Salutations to all of our great American citizens and patriots who have been so nice in allowing our country to be divided, disrupted, carved up, murdered, beaten, mugged, and laughed at, along with certain other foolish countries throughout the world for being politically correct and just plain stupid when it comes to immigration. The official United States foreign population stands at 53 million people, most of which are on welfare from failed nations or prisons, mental institutions, gangs, or drug cartels. They and their children are supported through massive payments from patriotic American citizens who, because of their beautiful hearts, do not want to openly complain or cause any trouble. You know, Trump understands what's going on. He understands how Americans, law-abiding citizens, are being taken advantage of. My question is, if we're all American citizens, what do these media outlets and these spin doctors gain from calling us crazy when everything we said would happen from way back, we were saying in 2020, everything we were saying would happen is actually coming true in real time. And it's not benefiting any American. So why are there Americans who are dumb enough to sit up and try to defend that? It's ignorant, if you ask me. But hey, to each his own.
About, are we going to see an escalation in charges?
Oh, there's no question. First of all, our hearts go out and our thoughts and prayers go out to the family of a beautiful 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom, who answered the call to serve her nation. And she volunteered, and she ended up being shot ambush style on the cold streets of Washington, D.C. By an individual who will now be charged with murder in the first degree. There are certainly many more charges to come, but we are upgrading the initial charges of assault to murder in the first degree. And we are hoping that the more information we can get and the more investigation that is going on 24/7 now, around the clock in Washington, the more we will find out about what actually happened in terms of this individual even being in this country and being in a position to ambush and shoot down an innocent young woman who was doing her duty to the people of this country.
Because they let him in. Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? Because they came into...
Hey, my boy Trump, hey, this situation got Trump pissed off. He's tired of this shit. He's tired of the media. He's tired of like these people. They have nothing but bad faith arguments. Their questions are asked in bad faith. They don't care. How I feel is like they don't care about America. It's all they care about is trying to appease a certain audience that wants them to ask stupid questions of the president that ultimately just waste time. I mean, if you look at the liberals right now, bro, you got Democrat voters over here trying to argue on behalf of Venezuelan drug dealers. Now they're acting like it doesn't even matter. We've proved that they were the ones in bed with the pedophile. We've proved that they were the ones asking Jeffrey Epstein for money years after he got convicted. It doesn't matter anymore. We just did that as a distraction. That's why Trump was like, man, I don't even care about it. It's just a hoax. Nah, but we had to act up and we got to see it and all this stuff. And then when we saw it, what? I ain't seen not a one person call for the resignation of Hakeem Jeffries. I haven't seen one person call for the resignation of Jasmine Crockett or for the imprisonment and trial of Bill Clinton. Because they didn't care about it. It was only good. It was only worth something or a value to them if it would have incriminated Trump. That is it. And that's what it means when they say play stupid games, win stupid prizes. This is a country that needs to be running and managed properly. Don't nobody got time to play games like a little kid. Let's listen to, and that's what Trump is saying. That's why he got so pissed off right here. Don't nobody want to sit up and play games with you. People are dying.
Why do you blame the Biden administration?
Because they let him in. Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? Because they came on a plane along with thousands of other people that shouldn't be here, and you're just asking questions because you're a stupid person. And there's a law passed that it's almost impossible not to get them out. You can't get them out once they come in. And they came in, and they were unvetted, they were unchecked. There were many of them, and they came in on big planes, and it was disgraceful. And if you look, you'll see there was a law passed. It makes it almost impossible not to let them in, not to certify them, so to speak, once they come in. And they came in, and they shouldn't have come in. And frankly, the whole thing was a mess. The whole Afghanistan situation was a mess. It should have never taken place. If we're going to go out, and we would have gone out because I had everybody ready to go. We were going to go out with strength and dignity and precision. And we would have left from Bagram, and we would have kept Bagram, by the way, because of its very close relationship to China and where they make their missiles. But when you let the people come in by the thousands and thousands and thousands, they made a terrible mistake. But they weren't. Many of these people are criminals. Many of these people are people that shouldn't be here. And many of them.
And let me tell you something. They knew what they were doing, guys. They knew what they were doing. But they did it because this is the way the Democrats operate. Hey, if we let a bunch of them in, they'll vote for us. And that's why they're trying to fight to keep them here. That is why they're trying to fight to keep them here. The only thing the Democrats think about is, can we turn these people into generational Democrat voters? We don't care if 1,000 service members have to die. We don't care if a million kids get trafficked. As a matter of fact, we're going to let them traffic the kids and the drugs as long as they donate to our political campaigns. They don't care. But the funny thing about it is they also are not going to be affected because they have security details. But just like that dude could roll up with a .357 Magnum and shoot both of those National Guards members in a crime-ridden city like Washington, D.C., where they don't enforce the law, same way he could walk up and shoot you, regular old Johnny do-gooder Democrat, walk into the store. He can jump out on you and hit you with a couple hot ones. You do not vote to restrict or to castrate law and order, police departments, and law enforcement agencies in your city, country, or state. You just don't do that. When you start doing that, that is the beginning of the end. You have little white girls with blonde hair sitting up arguing in defense of drug traffickers and sex traffickers. You know that these people aren't thinking. They're damn sure not working with a full deck. They're coming from one place, hyper emotionalism rooted in liberalism. That's it.
There weren't. Many of these people are criminals. Many of these people are people that shouldn't be here. And many of them have been gotten out. I mean, we've gotten out a lot of the people that, we've taken a lot of them out of here. But they came in,
legally, right?
Yeah, I know this deal. Sorry, many are wonderful. Yeah,
No,
I'm sure.
I said many are here legally, though. What should they think in terms of their prospects?
Well, they can't be happy. Okay, they can't be happy because what's taking place between that, if you look at Somalia, they're taking over Minnesota, and we got a lot of problems with the gangs, with all of the things taking place in Minnesota. We have an incompetent governor, we have a dope governor. They can't be happy about what's going on. And if you talk about the Afghans, there's a problem because so many bad ones came in on the planes. They just walked in. Whoever the strongest people were physically in a way, but whoever the strongest, they got on the planes. There was no checking. They just swamped the planes. They took off. We had no idea who they were. Yeah, do you want to ask a question behind?
Me? Hi, sir. Happy
Sure.
Thanksgiving.
Hi.
What do the Somalians have?
And they ask this question. Oh, what about those who are here legally? What about the ones here legally? Listen, man, if they were allowed in, technically they're all legally here, but a lot of them were on probationary periods. Just because we'll let you come while there's regime change in your country does not mean you're just a permanent member in the United States. And now what we're learning is that they're having some type of PTSD where they fear deportation, and they're saying that this might have been one of the things that led to this guy going after those service members, which I don't really buy that. Why would you drive all the way from Washington State over 3,000 miles to Washington, D.C. to shoot two service members? I believe this was a terrorist attack. I know it was. But my bigger question is, you are an American. If you let terrorists into your country, it makes you less safe. It makes your kids less safe, right? I had a family member last night telling me, oh, well, you don't care about the little kids up in Gaza. Well, you don't care about your damn little family member who they want to put in the bathroom with a grown-ass man with a penis because he says he's transgender. This is like, bro, I can't protect the kids in Gaza. I can protect the kids in America, though. And he said, oh, well, you don't care about the kids in Gaza. I said, well, yeah, I do. That's why I voted for Donald Trump, and he stopped the kids from dying in Gaza, right? Oh, no, it don't matter because Gaza was already destroyed. But did he stop the kids from being pulled from rubble dead in Gaza with the ceasefire stuff? Yeah, but it don't matter. That's when you know that these people, they don't care about this stuff. If that was truly what they cared about, it wouldn't matter who stopped it or when it stopped. It would just matter that it's been stopped. They use that. They weaponize virtue. Oh, so if you don't care about Gaza Strip, you don't care about the kids getting pulled from the rubble. Well, the guy I voted for stopped the kids from dying, while the guy you voted for sat there and didn't even know where he was while he licked on the ice cream cone. So you're telling me that we should, and then you voted for him again or his counterpart again. So you voted to keep Gaza cracking. You voted to keep bombs dropping on Gaza because Kamala Harris wasn't going to change nothing that Joe Biden was doing. She admitted it. I voted for there to be peace and for the wars to stop. You're saying you want the wars to stop. You're virtue signaling saying you want the wars to stop and you want the kids to stop dying. But your voting practices don't reflect that. Me, I'm saying I really don't give a damn. I don't want our money going over to Israel for the sake of bombing Gaza, right? So the guy I voted for, he stopped the money from going, he's stopping the money from, he's stopping the bombing. He stopped the bombing, right? He stopped the kids and women and children from getting killed, right? That's way better than the guy you voted for did. That's way more than the guy you voted for did. But somehow you keep telling yourself that you made the right choice and I made the wrong choice. This is the angle. This is the angle from which liberals operate. This is the angle from which liberals operate. They do not connect. In their mind, there's a disconnect between what they say they want and who they vote for leadership. There's a disconnect. These chicks will say, we want women's rights, and then go vote for a candidate who's allowing transgenders to go in women's restrooms. And when they go to him and cry and complain, he says, well, trans women are women. That's how this is pure emotion. Who these people vote for does not reflect what they claim they want. Let me play this some more.
To do with this Afghan guy who shot the national.
Nothing but Somalians have caused a lot of trouble. They're ripping us off for a lot of money. There's a tremendous amount of money going back to Somalia. What the hell are we paying money to Somalia for? But they're ripping off our country at a level that few people have been able to see before. Mm-hmm. That's about the only thing. You talk about competence. We have Ilhan Omar, who does nothing but complain about our country and our Constitution. And she comes from a country with practically no country. It's devastated. It's crime-ridden. It's a mess. It's a disgrace. And we took their people at a tremendous. We're not taking their people anymore. We're not taking their people. And we're getting a lot of their people out because they're nothing but trouble.
So in one foul swoop, Donald Trump is dropping the hammer not only on the Afghan asylum seekers, he is also dropping the hammer on the Somalian asylum seekers who are here on a protective order because they're saying it is so unsafe in their country that they need to come to our country so that they won't, die basically. But when they get to our country, they operate in what I would call an adversarial capacity against the United States. On one hand, they're frauding the United States government out of multiple hundreds of millions of dollars. And then on the other hand, their political rhetoric seems to promote their country of origin and a placing of a higher value on their country of origin than on the value than on the United States, the country that they fled their country to come to, and that has given them more opportunity than they could have ever dreamed of having in their own country.